Spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah! Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Yes, what you got today? Beseku. Bada. Skidibidi dabado.
Today the campaign headquarters is open. You have to keep it busy. Yeah? Every day we got to do something here, right? Yes. This election, the government is campaigning for us. Yes. Every day, the government put more Liberian dollar up and the rate go up. The government is campaigning for us. Every time the price of rice go up, the government is campaigning for us. Yes. Every time the speaker, the deputy speaker, the protest, the president pass through Cote d'Ivoire to go to the southeast, the government is campaigning for us. So we won this election. All we need to do is to man our ballot. And that's why the Rescue Alliance, through Ambassador Boycott, have instructed the chairman of the United Party and all other party chairs to write next and inform our international partners that this election result, we want the result to be announced by electoral district. We want no 3,000 votes being checked and somebody got 30%. No, we don't want it. If we got 800 plus representative candidates and the National Electoral Commission will need them one in a district, there are 20 presidential candidates. And even you need me 5 of them at the first top runner. In our heart, in that's at the 3 districts, right? Yeah. So we are writing next and we'll be waiting for their response. We'll take nothing from them. Then announcing the election result by electoral districts. By that, we'll follow, we'll defeat President. We are more than 65%. Yeah. The only option left with the CDC is the chief. That's the only option the CDC got to win this election. They are in disarray, they are helter scatter, and all we need to do is to mark our ballot. Once you check the ballot by electoral district, we are more than 100% sure we'll beat this government out of power. Thank you, God bless you.
There's no government flag because I want to be free to talk. Banana Euro is not associated with victory. The only thing I can recall when you wanted to be off sanction list, I'm talking for sanction list. I reached the church to go to Ghana for him to even make the first travel. And he are calling us cockroaches. This is a man that never ever won anything. He supported a brother or a cousin, Clemency Ure. I told him I would defeat him. I defeated him 78% with Geraldine Doe Sherry. And then, when I defeated him, he came again to test my resolve. He killed himself to get into the race. The same race I was in. What a mockery to democracy. I gave him 61.5%. And today, he took my democracy. He forced his daughter to be on the coalition ticket. But that's why I will leave it with you. You need to flog that little girl so Benina Euro can know that what happened to him to a farm. In a farm, he did not get one vote. We are the Congress, the Democratic, we are the coalition of Democratic Change. We will defeat anyone in this Maserati. Get ready. Take to your bet. There's no way the US can win in this Maserati. You know why they can't win? Because they are wicked people. They can't win because they are wicked people. We are cockroaches, but they are killers. These people destroy the lives of Liberian people. So they cannot win here. We are cockroaches, but they are thieves. They are killers. So you cannot call cockroaches with all the things he has done to humanity and think that he can win an election in Maserati. This will never work. So I want to send a caveat to Mr. Ure. If he hearing me, I'm not speaking of the president of Liberia. I'm speaking of the leader of the coalition of Democratic Change. I defy Benina Ure. I defy Benina Ure. He will never ever, whether his cousin, his nephew, his daughters, or him, will never win an election in this country. The only way a Ure will win in this country is said there is no George Manneh winner.
We did not meet with Eugene Namwe as was stated, and it is not true. That information is clearly wrong. But we would like to say that the members of AFED has a constitution that must be abided by. If the president called AFED to a meeting, it is the leadership that was supposed to accompany AFED to that meeting. They should have not gone to the meeting with other leadership. Nobody knows how they attended that meeting. And so was the power invested in this leadership. Any and every member that attended that meeting that has put AFED in disrepute, they will be suspended for 1 year. But power invested in me as president of the Association of Indian Lawyers and the board. Because we remain committed to our partners, we remain committed to our beneficiaries. We want them to believe in us that we are not political, we serve everyone equally. We are promoting an interest agenda of women, equity for women, equality for women, laws being reformed, and to ensure that we are governed by the international and domestic laws of Liberia. And so this is to deny that information that has been leaked that AFED executive, I just pointed to you, AFED executive, none of us were to that meeting. Not a single one of us were there. Because we know what AFED stands for. We wish that the president of Liberia will call us so we can tell him the death of the activities of Israel. How the children are in the streets, selling. How they are being raped. That's the kind of thing we want to put. So you can tell us, so what can I do, man, and present their officers? What can I do to assist? How can we work together? That's why we expected to meet with the president to talk about. So I don't want to say how they got there under the name of Israel. So if the president planned a meeting for us on Saturday, what took them there? If I didn't say go there.
So I stepped down from our board member.
Ma'am.
Did you actually see that?
You can see from the audio, it is cut and paste. It is cut and paste. That is my voice. We have reference to Senator Yomi Kaka in when I called the spoon talk show that night. Because the statement came from their camp. She was to be picked, Pastor was to be picked, and spoon was also on the table. So Woman Broker was now left to choose among the three which one he wanted. So the statement came from their camp that choosing Spoon means the neutral war criminal son is going to be, and he will be behind it. Then I told him, but you won't be vice president, you are arrogant, you are stubborn, you are this, you are that. You told the hearty, you temperamental, you told hearty and wasted it in face of the presiding officer, Sir Joseph. So it is that temperamental, arrogant, and whatever I said that they got to bring it to Kun. But if I knew Kun was the way they say about him, or they claim I said, why would I support him? Send 2011. No, it's not true. That cut and paste. So Nima can not go to vote, especially so when Nima is aware of the drug trafficking under the watchful Arabic regime. Nima is aware of what America has said. The disappearance of those boys and the killing of the auditor, Nima is fully aware. So the solution to supporting where, if you want, is not to send people behind me to blackmail me and blackmail other Bukun. They're not going to work. He's sporting for himself. The solution to getting Nimba to support you is not to send our grandson Jefferson Koji to Secretariat to say I'm a war criminal, I'm a murderer, they protect him. As he began to speak, the elder began to walk from the hall. He walked out. But you don't go to my country and insult the father of the country before the ask of the city.
So they don't want them.
Thank you.
We noticed the protest have announced an hour break of the Senate after the commence session. You care to tell us why?
Thank you. Today we're supposed to adjourn the 54th legislature of that means after today, when we return here, will be after the election, October. Today is the final session. We have issue with the LACC confirmation. We have issue with the LACC confirmation, and we think the law we pass as an institution, we should respect it. Yeah. Simple as that. The LACC Act says the LACC will be the new repository of asset declaration. They will hold people accountable and possibly punish people through the courts if they don't declare, if they falsely declare, and they will compel compliance. Two, the new LACC law says people nominated on LACC should declare their asset before they are confirmed. We have not seen any such asset declaration. That's section 8, section 6.8 of the LACC Act. Yeah. Section 6.12 of the LACC Act says no two commissioners should come from the same county sitting on the commission at the same time. Majority of the nominees, they come from the same counties. And I think it is utterly wrong for us to knowingly confirm these people to the institution that's supposed to be ensuring integrity in the constitution, in the country. I think the floor suggests that the the chair or the presiding does not have the number. So he called for 1 hour break. Maybe hoping he can do more consultation, or hoping that some of us who are standing up against this will get tired of going home. But like the music writer says, we're not going nowhere. We're right here.
That's a good one. Senator, you said some of the
I think we got it right now. We'd like to again welcome you to the program Late Night Politics on Spoon TV. We're live on Fabric TV and Super TV as well. My name is Nelson Colette. I'd like to say welcome to the program. The CEO will be joining us. But with us tonight on Late Night Politics, we have Morba. Morba Zoka has joined us. Let me just bring Morba in. Morba, good evening.
Yeah, that's good evening, man. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good, and it's great to have you here. What's going on from your end?
Well, we have my man, everything okay, and we tell God thank you for everything. You know, we hear the same old story. God get us, God money us.
Yeah, most definitely. You
Yeah,
know,
God money us.
interestingly,
Oh, the man never speaking.
let me just pull it out. So you remember,
On the show,
just about a few seconds ago, I tested you that I went out of electricity.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. So I tested you that I ran out of electricity, but fortunately, right as I was about to come on, my electricity came back. So I think this show is meant to be here tonight.
Oh yeah. I saw the text when I saw the text.
Are you there?
Like, yeah, but thank God, man. You know, at least today that we make our follower happy because they've been asking all along what's going on, and and we'll keep talking to them, making them to understand. Guys, we'll be back, but at least thank God we are back. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I think you a little bit, your network a little bit giving problem. Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome to the Spoon Midnight show. We are here to give you every necessary information uh, concerning our country. Actually, yeah. I was watching some video just now when Nexon put it on, about Ben Ure, about job we are, Okay, let's
Okay.
go back. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I think they never give you a little bit permit to
Source
back.
of internet connection. But so it's great to be here tonight again. And Moba, it's great to have you joining us on the Late Night Politics. And so to our folks out there who are just joining us for the first time, this is a platform that was created for Liberians across the world to be able to express themselves on the happenings in Liberia, the different issues, whether political, social, the economic issue, all of the issues that affects the motherland, Liberia. Those are the issues we talk about here on Late Night Politics, and it's more of interaction. It's more of your participation. This is where you get to have time to talk more about those issues that are of concern to you. So we want to say welcome to the show again. I'm Nelson Colette. Of course, Moba is here with us, and together we're going to be bringing the show to you tonight. And shortly, I will be posting the link in the comment section, and the link will always also be posted in the Late Night Politics chat room, so that folks out there can be able to make their contribution to the discussion. So, Mobile, we played several clips just before coming on. We played so many clips, and one of those clips we played has to do with the Female Lawyers Association of Female Lawyers in Liberia, AFL. You know that there was this information that came up about AFL having a secret meeting or having some sort of meeting with the president, and AFL as an organization that is supposed to be apolitical came up to debunk that. AFL says that they have absolutely no control whatsoever over the people who went there. They did not authorize them, and that those people will be suspended. You watch that audio. What's your 1 cent on that? Just before we move to other issues.
Yeah, well, I watched a little bit of the clip, and I realized that what all she said, she meant it, and she was saying the truth. Because as an organization, as a body, as an independent organization, you dare to preach, and you dare to preach the like the truth, and you dare to be not one-sided. You should be
Okay.
straight. You shouldn't be for the government. You shouldn't be for the opposition. The only thing you should be there for the facts. You understand? Like what you said on the clip. If the president called us to sit and discuss about the children who on the street, about the children who selling, about the children who not going to school, about the abuse on children, on girls' children, about our fathers, people who like they even get nothing to eat. At least those type of discussion, I can be part of it, and we can sit down and discuss it. But it's not for you to tell me as an organization, independent organization, to tell me to join your party to embrace you as a standard bearer, to support you, to run campaign. It is wrong, and I understand where she's coming from. She was 100% right. Let's be realistic. She was 100% right, and I support her 100%. As an independent organization, you're there for the people. You're not there for You're not there for political party. You're there for the truth, nothing but the truth to say like, oh yes, the organization is for this. As a president, you call us, let us discuss, have fun. What my contribution, like what I can contribute to this
Okay.
event. And you understand? So she was right. She was right, and secondly, the people then who left. For me, she might even suspend her because according to what I heard from her, she said she want to suspend her for 1 year. But for me, I want to let it expel them. Yes, let it be expelled. Yes.
You think those individuals should be expelled?
Mm-hmm.
But someone may look at this from a point where that maybe those individuals were just trying to now that it's political season within the election period. Some people may look at it from a point where maybe those individuals were just trying to create some sort of alignment with the government. Maybe they went to discuss and so forth. But one interesting thing that I captured from the president or the head of AFL is that in a case where the organization is supposed to go to a meeting with the president, according to her, the organization will be represented by her officials, the executives of AFL. But interestingly, all of those executives were not in the meeting. AFL was rather represented by another group of individuals. Now, maybe the next question is who authorized those people to go there? What influenced those people to go there in the first place? If there was an invitation sent, why did those few individuals go there knowing fully well that AFL has a structure, a leadership structure, but leaving behind the structure, not even informing those in the hierarchy and just going there to have a conversation? But now this issue is all out, and whichever way we put it, it has something to do with the image. It has a stint on the very image of AFL now, and I think that's what AFL is trying to protect, especially that we in a very political season.
Yeah, but so let me add to your point, Bob. And so if for example, if I want to come to Spoon right now, I will not just come to you. I will start from the head. I will send I will send my invitation to the head. Okay, you know what? So and so, I want to see you guys. So and so time. But you get the way the president looking. Different president when I come from other country, or maybe or representative from other country coming in Liberia and just go straight to honor ground people know they will go straight to the president. So in a matter, the head of that identical organization and that's the entire first body which is you get the head, you get the president, the vice president, the secretary, all the people should have been on that identical meeting. In fact of all, the invitation, if it was transparent, or why the president is calling them for example, maybe to say, okay, you know what, we will invest in your organization on this, on that. It's not political. Now, let's look at the reality, right?
Okay.
If it was genuine, or maybe it was strict, without no politics playing in it, the president will come to send a letter or invitation letter to the head and name, say, oh, we want to meet the organization, so and so, and they give a brief summary about what they want to meet the organization for. But there will be no, like, maybe politics included, because they are independent organization. We shouldn't forget.
But Maba, at this point, can we say, is it fair for us to say that AFL did not meet with the president? Now, because you have, let's agree that it was not the hierarchies, it was not the officials of AFL, but you have individuals who are members of AFL that went to this meeting. But now we have the head of AFL saying that they did not meet with the president. Is it fair for us to say that AFL did not meet with the president?
Then that was a power play. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Let's watch this video again.
Let's did not meet with Eugene Namwe as was stated, and it is not true. That information is clearly wrong. But we'd like to say that the members of AFL has a constitution that must be abided by. If the president called AFL to a meeting, it is the leadership that was supposed to accompany AFL to that meeting. They should have not gone to the meeting with other leadership. Nobody knows how they attended that meeting. And so with the power invested in this leadership, any and every member that attended that meeting that has put AFL in disrepute, they will be suspended for 1 year. But power invested in me as president of the Association of Indian Lawyers and the board. Because we remain committed to our partners, we remain committed to our beneficiaries. We want them to believe in us that we are not political, we serve everyone equally. We are promoting the interest agenda of women, equity for women, equality for women, laws being reformed, and to ensure that we are governed by the international and domestic laws of Liberia. And so
let's hold that audio right there. Now, the AFL as a body that is supposed to be independent, judging from what the head of AFL is saying and comparing it to what actually happened, what happened in reality, talking about some members of AFL going to have this meeting, can we say here that politics is gradually creeping into AFL? Can we say here that maybe the political actors are trying to infiltrate AFL to some extent? They're trying to find their way around that reputable organization that is supposed to be apolitical.
Of course. That's why I told you from the usual stage. From the usual stage, I told you, I said, no matter what, politics is in it. Okay, the people that were called by the president, right? What the message they brought to the head, what it said, what was discussed, what are the discussions? They can say it because they know what it said in there. You see, they know what it said, so they will not say it. They will only keep it to themselves. But they want the organization to support them. That's it. They want the organization to support them. But I enjoy that lady who just lament on the just now. I really enjoy her output. She said we are independent organization. We're not for parties. All we do, if y'all want, for example, if y'all want us, y'all come as a body, we discuss. But anything we discussing, there will be no politics included. I respect her for that. That people that no, we're looking for transparent people like that.
Did you sense sincerity in her voice?
100%. I can see it in her voice. Like she talking like she mean what she said or what she's saying. She mean it. She's like, we got to do this, we got to do that. It's wrong. You know, that's how a leader should behave.
Okay, so
100%.
we'll go to the next clip. Just before we start to bring people on, I will post the link shortly for every one of you following the show now to be able to have an opportunity to come on and make your input. But I want us to take a look at this. Moba, what do you make of this?
Nima not going to vote, especially so when Nima is aware of the drug trafficking under the watchful eye of the regime. Nima is aware of what America has said, the disappearance of those boys and the killing of the auditor. Nima is fully aware. So the solution to supporting Weir, if he wants, is not to send people behind me to blackmail me and blackmail other Bukuma. They're not going to work. He's sporting for himself. The solution to getting Nimba to support you is not to send our grandson Jefferson Koji to Secretariat to say I'm a war criminal, I'm a murderer, they protect him. As he begins to speak, the elder begin to walk from the hall. They walk out. But you don't go to my country and insult the father of the country before the eyes of the citizens. So Weir is making a mistake. Serious mistake. So I thank you very much. Question.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Nima not going to vote.
There you have it. There you have it, Moba. The first question is Senator Prince Johnson still the godfather of Nima County?
That is something we'll never.
CYJ still the godfather of Nima County?
That is something we'll never doubt. 100%. You can't stop that. Look, before we go to it,
There are different things, Moba. Just before you go further on this, there are different things that have changed since the election of 2005, the election of 2011, the election of 2017. There are different factors that have changed from that time up to now. Some of the people who did not even see Senator Prince Johnson, some of his quote-unquote contribution to the people of Nima County, protecting them during the war era, some of those people who did not even see it are of voting age today. Because if you took from 2005 up to now, some of the folks born in 2003 are 20 years old now, you know? So you want to take that into consideration as well. So yeah, you can go ahead and make your point. Is he still the godfather of Nima?
Let me tell you, the man have won how many years in being in the Senate? 18 years, right? If I'm mistaken. Okay, now.
One of the longest serving senators.
Very good. So there's no argument on that. Secondly, you go up in Canada. Look, everybody might not like Prince Johnson. When Prince Johnson was dancing with Jawia, people were, sedition were all happy. Oh yes, Jawia did. I mean, Prince Johnson did. Now he's dancing with Bwaka. They're going against him. He is the father of Nima, no doubt. When he speaks, the people listen. I can tell you this for real. Like, no, I can tell people, right? Like when I was listening to the clip, he was talking about the 3 Mason boys. They wanted to. There's a lot of things our people, the government, need to put more time to than to be attacking peaceful citizens. Than to be sending how you call it, saying things that ain't so to say. For example, the 3 Mason boys. Let's discuss about the 3 Mason boys. There was no justice. Up to now, there was no justice for them. All when little boys pass away, whether they die, whether they living, nobody know where are they today.
According to the report, they said the three missing boys drowned. They drowned, and then so that was what they were able to get.
Let me come in, right? Let me tell you, nothing. You see me? My entire life I live in. I focus on investigation when it comes to criminal matter. When it comes to those things, I investigate. I can sit down right here. I draw my own chart. That's what I do, and that's what I'm doing. I can tell you for real. Let me tell you. The first thing was somebody missing. A calling, like, I don't know about that. It all over. What we call the trace. You start from the trace. What the trace start from? The cell phone tower. Look, The best way I can tell anybody, we live in a very technology world right now. The best way to trace any crime that happened, or you want to catch a person, or who do this, who do that, that's from the phone. From that thing they call phone. That phone, you see, there is nothing you will do, you will discuss. You're not talking on phone, you're not text. I challenge anybody that playing anything against anybody that they will not, even when I 2 or 3 people, the phone call will be there. Number 1, the text message. First of all, they start tracing. The first thing they start tracing. According to Zanza Kava, while listening to him, when that incident occurred, right? While listening to Zanza Kava, they said they went there. They went to take the Boston out. The people say, the message about in the water, nobody left in the water. According to what he said, if we can remember, or you can retrospect, I think you sort of know. I think he said it. He said where he went, he stood up, and when he looked, he didn't see nobody.
Yeah, so that was the traditional, that was the traditional.
But when you go, it's our
there's nothing such as evidence. You can do your forensic investigation, you do your autopsy, all those kinds of things, you can come up with something scientific, but traditionally we get evidence in tradition. Maybe evidence would be the
no. I would disagree. I would disagree with you in a little bit, because let me tell you something. You see, in the country, that thing they call the pornograph. You know what they call pornograph, right? That thing they can put all on you. They ask you,
yeah,
my man, you see the thing, my man, you do that. You say yes. You say no. Anything, only yes and no question, and that pen will run. That pen will run. And when that pen come and tell you anything that pen say, like what the people go by. Sometimes they put a disaster, they will be like, okay, you know what? The person is not talking the truth. And what that pen say, end of the day, when you go by it, 95% is right. And end of the day, that person, they already lie. So our own side, we don't have it. What we have the tradition. So what they say, you can't believe it 100%, but you start from that lead. In investigation, we call it lead. You start from that lead to go on, to start the investigation, to make your case. So that's how the people do here. They get medicine, they can go to something about that technology they use. You understand? They will use that technology and tell you, Mr. Zoka, did you see this? Yes or no? Only that question. And when you lie, that whole thing will turn red. That whole thing will be going on red, go away, or it kind of, all will be lying. It will kind of tell you, end of the day, you will confess.
Okay. So yeah, just to end up on that, before we start to bring other people in. Okay. So yes, we are about to post the link here so that you can come in and make a contribution. But Moba, can we say that Councillor Tiawon Gonglo stole the show today from everybody?
Wow.
Is it fair to say that? I want you to watch this. Let's take a look at it.
I believe many people CDC told me because long time ago when you used to go to jail, I think it was all the parties signed the commitment declaration so that there will be no violence in the election. Opposition is not enmity. So I deliberately made a surprise message. I want to thank you for your friendly attitude towards me. And I believe that is the way. I came to the ruling party first, and I'll go to all the other parties. If the ruling party can dispose itself in this way in a friendly manner, and I came here to see Chairman Molu and the other leaders of the party, so that when members of the party see leaders of parties that are opposed to each other in a friendly way, they will not be angry with each other and be fighting, causing each other mind, all that. The election will be over and will be the same Nigeria. They are cousins, they are brothers in different political parties. Disagreement does not mean enmity. We will not treat each other like enemies. That is the reason why I keep the Christian.
Thank you.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Is it a good idea?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Muya, citizen, muya.
Wow.
So there you have it, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo. And I like the part where he said, all of you in CDC know me because when you're in opposition, when you used to go in jail, I the one used to be your lawyer at the
The
time.
poor man lawyer. Yep.
Yeah, the poor man lawyer. But what do you make of that clip, Moba? Just before we go for participation.
Well, I will tell you, he did a very great job. That was so unique of him. Look, let me tell you, when we get people that, although, look, I support him in the presidential race, but I'm gonna commend him for what he did. Actually, because it takes a courage to tell you, say, I will go as a political leader, I will go to all the opposition political party headquarters and greet them and this. That one alone, even some people in that party can say, you know what, I will not talk about when I go out, do my secret vote for him. He was 100% on top of his game, and he scored it the right way, and I'm gonna commend him for it. Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Of course.
now, can we disassociate the politics? Now, the message is one aspect. He was preaching a very good message, the message of peace, considering the fact that political parties have fixed their signature to something called the Farmington River Declaration, and that commits them to ensuring that there is peaceful election, non-violent. There's a whole document on that. I was just going through it, that committing themselves to a non-violent election. And according to that document, no political party is even supposed to hail or support their partisans who will misinform the public or manipulate any information just
Violent,
because not just the violence aspect, but just because you want to buy the people over, then you manipulate or give misleading information. No political party is supposed to support that. It's also part of it. So the message about a peaceful, violent-free election is one thing, but can we disassociate the politics from what happened today?
Look, this time, right? Like I would tell you, there's everything you do in like brother politics.
Okay.
But yeah, everything you do. Now, don't say the game that Mr. Broom playing, you take it for a joke, but that game, that mind game. That psychology game he playing. For example, you say, oh, but when you go there, forget it. He winning 1 or 2 people. He bringing it over. The people might go public and say,
if you were in the case of the CDC or any of those political parties whose headquarters he visited today, will you warmly, accept him, considering that there's a political undertone as well to that entire, display?
I will. Because number one, the first thing I'm looking at are peace. Look, Labra is bigger than all of us. If a political party, the head of the political party, the man who the people refer to as the poor man lawyer, Tewase Gonglo, can walk and go to your party headquarters and embrace you and talk to you, I will be happy. I will even shake it. I will take a picture with him.
Wow.
But to go to the pool, it left with me. Maybe the second round, I will team my mouth and say, you know what, Sen? Gonglo now go, the person supporting me, support that person. I will do it. Because for that identical behavior in exhibit, it's your peace, transparency. He got nothing. He got nothing like violent in him. This part, when he was giving that speech, when some board of CDC went, they ran behind him, they told him what right to do this, and he still went to the head party, and he still went to the headquarters. So to show you that Mr. Gonglo is talking about peace, he loves peace, and I believe 100%, and he's willing to work along with anybody to discuss peace.
Okay. So with that, we would like to bring some of the folks in now to make a contribution. Mobile, let's go across. I see Raymond Zeze. Raymond Zeze is here, and I also see Roland Freeman is here as well.
You share the show, man. I share some.
You guys, let's share the show as well.
Share the show. I share some already.
Okay, I think I did from my end.
Okay. So Raymond, let's start with you. You've been following the conversation and the different clips we played. What's your input? Let's start from there.
Well, thank you for having me on tonight. It's always an opportunity and a pleasure to speak to Liberia on the pertinent issues, especially now that we're in a political season. Well, I want to commend the Councillor Gonglo. I think he's an astute statesman. given the fact that he even served in the government under the Unity Party, and he served with distinction. There are a lot of good people within this race, except that one can become a winner, and we have a battle to fight, especially against the current regime, CDC. You know, when people taste power, it's always going to be a fight to get it out of them, especially such a corrupt regime. They wouldn't want to lose.
Oh, Raymond, are you there?
Lost you.
It's like we lost Raymond. It's like his camera went off. Raymond, your phone fell down?
No, I got interrupted with a call.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay. Yes,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And so they're not going to leave or relinquish power easily. And now they also got supporters, and they're going to use all the national cake, the resources, and the power that they have to influence others to continue to hold on to the grip of power. So we need to rally around a winnable candidate. And this time is the ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai. And he comes with a lot of experience, with a wealth of experience. He also have a credibility and an integrity. You know, he got a track record, proven track record. So it's this time to support the ambassador. But the like of Gonglo, I mean, it's a good statesman, someone who can become a very good president. But we can't divide our votes and spread ourselves thin. It's just going to be an endorsement of the current regime and tell them continue what you're doing, loot the country, amass wealth overnight. All those who died, the auditors, it doesn't matter. The suffering Liberian people, yeah, you the king, we all hail the king, you know, and be praise singers. So, but I want to commend his, you know, my Malva say it might be politics. Yeah, you can't argue that, but you also have to commend people for taking the right actions and the right step. You know, it's a democratic process. Everyone has the right to partake, and we have to commend those who do the right things, especially in this time and season.
Wow. Okay, so now let's move on with your take on the AFL situation today. AFL disassociated herself with a meeting, with ever meeting the president. They say they are apolitical, and you watched that video as well. What do you make of that? What's your take on that?
And I want to commend the president, I mean, the leader of IFL for taking the stand she took. You know, at this time, non-political institutions have to stand and, you know, put their neutral flag up. And IFL has a lot of partners that want to support women initiative, especially protecting women. And we know this is in our today's time. There are a lot of things that happen and marginalize women. So women can be taking a front row and trying to be deceptive about playing games. If you say you're non-aligned, be non-aligned. And in itself, it's a form of corruption, where you can take an institution that should be for all women, cutting irrespective of political alliance, ethnicity, or what other background, and you go and endorse a candidate in these elections, especially a candidate that hands is dirty with a lot of ill practices like corruption and every other thing that happened, especially against some women. Like Princess, what's her name? Mysterious death and the likes, where I've been properly investigated. Yeah, so IFL should be investigating these kind of issues and not aligning herself with a political regime that is involved, especially the former Mususka, you know, imprisonment and everything around it. These are some of the cases IFL should be critical about. But if she goes and endorses the regime, I mean, everybody's going to cast doubt on her. So I appreciate the stand and announcing the suspension of all those who broke the guidelines of IFL. If an invitation came from the institution, the leadership should be the one to represent the institution and not a few individuals. Okay. Nicodemus led going to a meeting in the name of the institution. That's just not unacceptable. That's just unacceptable.
Okay, thank you very much, Raymond. I think we're 10 over now to the CEO himself.
Yeah,
We're just
is it?
trying to hold the ground.
Okay.
No. You guys are doing good. You know, actually, you guys are really doing good. Mobile saw me and he ran away. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, it's about time that you guys speak on the issue. We have tried our best. You know, we have come this far, but everybody should join. Everybody, male, female, everybody should come up and speak on the issue. You know, I just saying that once you can, from Liberia, Nelson, we encourage everyone. Don't just sit in the back and comment. No, we'll share the link. You have to join. Whether you from CPP, whether you are from YYY, WEE, and whatsoever your political affiliation may be, Unity Party, CDC, come on the show. This is your network. Come and discuss the issue. We got a lot of stuff happening in the country. So we encourage everyone. I may not be here every evening because, guys, I'm ready. Sometimes I'm so tired. But once we have Raymond, we have Mobile, we have Roden, we have Gassama, and the rest of the team, you'll ask me in the chat room, CEO, are we having late night tonight? Now we do. Where are they? Where everybody? Where's Solo? Solo Gus, where is he? You know, we need them all. Yo, come on and let's discuss Liberia. A lot of stuff is happening. Like I met you guys discussing. I mean, is it fair for the lady to, just get up and say, let's go and campaign for George Weah? You're going to be LDCC boss. Why would you go campaign for the president? You just mess yourself up. It means that you will not be fair. It means that you will not be just. And these are the things we, the young people, have to discuss. We have to discuss it. The leaders are not perfect, but we got to rise up and hold them accountable for their own mistake. I seen Danny Watkins every day. Danny talking in the back. I didn't know you be on spoon. So that me gotta come up before you come on. Look at them. They're coming out. You see, they put on your respect for you're discussing Liberia issue. Now they coming to join them because I on. But let's deal with them, folks. Mobile, let's deal with them. Let's deal with them. It is important that we deal with them tonight. So what's cooking at your end? Gassama, what's cooking? I mean, mute your internet angle. You in Liberia?
No, I'm not in Liberia. Anyway, thanks for being on the show. We've been ghost followers for all the time.
You from Zimbabwe?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania, my man. What's Zimbabwe?
Yeah, well, Pennsylvania, man. What part of Pennsylvania? Northeast? Are you in the factory? I see that you putting things together.
Yeah,
you hustling?
but anyway, man.
Man, I don't want me to talk your message, but anyway, no. What you ever, man?
But anyway, we've been ghost followers for a long time now. I think it's about time that sometimes we show face, discussing the issues, because we all have to come together to discuss the issues that are affecting Liberia, regardless of what angle you're from. We have to discuss Liberia, so it's very important.
So, from which end are you discussing Liberia from tonight? From which end? CDC, CPP,
well,
Party, which end?
Well, I'm JMB supporter. I've been a JMB supporter from time to time.
JMB
I've
is
been a
in New
Unity Party
Jersey, right? JMB is right here.
Yeah,
He's in New Jersey now.
yeah. He's in New Jersey. He just arrived like a few hours ago.
So you come to? Yeah, he's right. Are you come to see him?
I'm a strong diehard JMB supporter, so yeah.
It'd be better you come and take a picture with him if the security will allow you.
I know.
I see some.
But thanks for being on the show.
See the old man that came with an empty hand. I said, "Hey, God, you ain't bring a greetings card or something."
And the old man living on loan. I don't know when they go visit the old man, they can carry small things so that the old man can,
But it's okay. So tomorrow on the Spoon Talk, let me bring in Roland. Roland Freeman, how you doing? Roland, you muted. Can you hear us now, Roland? Can you unmute? You got a button over there that says mute or unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. What's up?
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, you representing which political party?
I represent the Unity Party.
Everybody Unity Party? Come on, man.
100%.
Why the Unity Party though?
The Unity Party, I have been supporting them from the very beginning, from 2005, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, two turned, and now I'm still supporting them no matter what.
So why the Unity Party? It's not the reason. Why the Unity Party? Why are you supporting them?
When Unity Party came into being, let's say when it came to power.
Currently, my man, we're not going way to the Kessely time. We talk about now. Why are you supporting it now?
Oh, because we have a leader that is prepared to bring change to our country, to restore all of the broken system, our institution, our laws, the violence against women, the killing of people unnecessarily, the death of good people. He will restore the rule of law, and
Thank you.
therefore I think he's the best person. Yes.
Thank you very much. Mobile, let's keep Raymond for last. Mobile. Why Unity Party? Because I know you're supporting Unity Party, Mobile. And thank you for the $70. Mobile contributed $70 for the young man to go on the street and get information.
Yes, you. I don't tell you.
Thank you. I don't know why the man couldn't make $100. He made $70. more. The man couldn't make $100, man. Why the man couldn't make $100, Raymond?
No, you don't got secret.
Just $30 more to make $100, man. Say no.
You don't got secret.
So what's happening?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. That whole, relaxing and happy, me and Nancy started the show very well. I think we already had some very fruitful discussion about nation. But your question was, why supporting JMB?
Yeah.
It's simple. CEO doing Unity Party regime. I was in Liberia. I understand at that time I just graduated from high school. I was working to the port. I was making my own money, and at the same time I was going to school. I was working, but now that compare that time to this time. People who graduated from high school, even college. I graduated out of high school, I even college, yo. But people who graduate from college today, they can't even get a 15 job. They don't. And look at the rule of law. Look at the type of people they look at. There's no justice in the country.
But no. So you see that how we can confuse ourselves. Let's take this thing one at a time. Job. It's true. There's no job in the country. Samuel said you're going to create 1 million job, right? It's there. It's in the PAPD. He said it. Then the chinchilla said no. We'll take 1 million people out of poverty. Either or, it didn't work. Whether 1 million job, whether we're taking 1 million people out of poverty, they failed the Liberian people. All right? Can Samuel tell the Liberians how many people he have added to the workforce? How many? Can you guys go out and ask the question? How many? 1, 2, 5, 10,000, 100,000? How many? Harmonization came. They slash and dies. How many people have they added? Isn't it a fair question, Raymond, for us to ask? We are not causing man cause. My man Prophet Key, my man Opa, but we will never be the Prophet Key. We don't cause anybody, but we ask a fair question. Prophet Key is a prophet. But we yet doing our simple thing. How many jobs have Samuel Toy created? That the Liberian people will say yes. Because this man added, everything every Friday in a month, once a Friday or so, go on CNN. They tell you how many jobs the government created for that month. How many jobs has Samuel Toy and this government created? How many? Do you know, Raymond? Can you help us understand how many jobs?
CEO is glaring. The economic state of our country is so terrible. The livelihood and the living condition of our people is so bad. The CDC has failed in every aspect of governance. Quote unquote is bad governance. The breakdown of the rule of law. So, I mean, if you want to bring up a job, the only thing CDC can post about is to increase the number of persons at the CSA, the number of civil servants. They brought on both seditionists who lack the requisite skills, got them in government who's doing basically nothing. I come from government, so I can speak to that. It's just sitting around in offices and getting paid. And that's why they had to do their, how to call it, their salary, whatever, harmonization.
Harmonization,
So
yeah.
they haven't done nothing. They failed. My civil servants were making more.
Raymond, again, your something is sounding very bad. I'm sorry, something is sounding so bad from your end. Daniel White say he want to come on. I dare he come with me eat his own sand. We'll put sand all in his Gary. Then he come on. Where were you when they said Samuel Toy said that he was creating 27? He have created 27 million a job. That include Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Ghana, Sierra Leone. He went all in the West African region to bring people back and take them out of poverty. Where were you when he said that on ELBC? This is bad. The man just lie and lie and lie. This is bloody liar. He is. My friend, your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you, CEO. The name is Jerry Dobley. I'm calling from Worcester, Mass.
Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Which political party are you representing?
Well, I'm representing a former Rudy Unity Party because we need a better Liberia. Yeah. Better Liberia.
So I'm asking you, Jerry, how many jobs, you know? Yeah, mama. You want something? Yeah, hang in. You want me? Yeah, Jerry, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to use the opportunity to call on our people. If you ever overlook anything in your life, this 2023 election, you have to take it serious. The COVID message is somebody is watching your back, you will watch your own better. People sitting on the radio, on talk show, they will be somewhere, will be pushing a cartoon, they get a 2 cents. But there is not free. Just by sitting somewhere 2 to 3, 4 hours. That plenty work there. The person talking about you, so you need to take it serious. If you ever overlook anything in your election, you need to take it serious. If you don't get dresser in your room, put water in your big tub and look at your shadow and look at the voting card and think on the future of your children. If you don't get children, read your own.
I mean, why don't put water in the big tub and look at the shadow, man? What kind of parable is that?
Look at the shadow and look at the voting card because your voting card is not copper red and not t-shirt, eh? You don't get the t-shirts for your
we want to advise you, if you're coming on the show, please just don't bring up the t-shirt, put something presentable on. We ask you, please, folks. If I'm in t-shirt, it shouldn't be a sleeping t-shirt. You've been watched by a lot of folks, so come looking good, okay? Thank you very much, Jerry. Jerry calling from Framingham, Mass. We say if you want Jerry's phone number, you can ask me. I will give you his phone number, and he will get fast. All right, so so I want to say, listen, the lines is open. We will be out of here in the next 15 minutes. I will be out of here. I just want to say to all of you, good thing you guys are adding on. I just thought of popping in to encouraging you guys. Please, 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 please. It's very good for you guys to out. Jared Nima, Newpan, Pelican Guru, Pelican Governor. He's the Pelican. This guy a great quick blue guy. Jared Nima, Newpan, Pelican Governor. Talk to us, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, Stanley, it's a pleasure to be on the late night politics. Couple of days ago, I was like deeply concerned, but I listened to you when you were asking about, how many jobs Samuel Toy created, and all of that. There's nothing. It is so sad to have a minister of finance who controls the demand side of our economy, to consider employing people in the public sector as job creation. Is very sad. It's very sad. He's the only finance minister so far since I did all my development studies and following economy to take graph and carry to the studio and say, oh, T-Max,
You know, if the graph going the other day, it means that the economy a little bit steady. And I mean, you are unserious. You get an economy crumbling under you. The people are suffering. I'm from the school of thought that believe in the purchasing power of the citizens, the capability theory. Samuel Toya had not created anything. All they did, the whole fiasco about how you call harmonization, it was a fiasco. It was a reduce other people pay and accommodate some people at the ministry. So you see,
you know that accommodate nothing, but they were reducing everybody pay and taking the money to Jamaica Resort.
You are
And taking the
employing
money
people
to
at the
Jamaica
same
Resort.
time.
But listen this, your man was celebrating. He was celebrating on this one. And this is my best sermon tour ever. Yeah. He came and said, oh, Stendo, we want a compact. We want a compact. Then he sent me the recording. Then I said, you sure they will give you the money? Then man sent this. Then listen to this recording.
Yes.
Oh, I'm talking. Oh, money, I'm talking. Oh,
I want to play it because you, Jerry, you understand it and explain it to us.
I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking.
Oh, God.
When we are talking. I'm talking.
Oh, I'm talking. So can you imagine, right? Our finance minister. Can you imagine? On a serious note, this guy is singing, deceiving the president, lying to the president, saying we have won this thing. The people are about to give her 250 some more $1 million. And up to today, they ain't getting no rack. And he got made a whole music. I didn't know he was a musician like Joey. He made a whole music.
Yeah,
Stand on. We're gonna play again. Hold on 1 minute, Nipa. We're gonna play again. Let Nipa go ahead and interpret to us because Nipa from that area. He was from the southeastern area. So let's play one more time.
Oh, I'm talking. Oh, money, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking. Oh, money, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking.
And the man putting Joey in gospel song. That gospel Sunday. When we're picking up, we'll go our grandma and they go to the people like wear the white tie and hit and be singing that song. Diggy, 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 diggy.
I know, right?
That ain't the messing was Joel.
Yeah.
And imagine they get dry copper, nothing. Because people say you get extrajudicial killing. You had the most corrupt government. It said 1822 in the history of Liberia. You deserve nothing. You have to change. And they look at him, they say you gotta go. And someone sit down there and went to Joel and lie and say Amutuke. Amutuke. Jerry. Jerry interpret that for us.
Yeah, stand on.
1 minute, let Jerry interpret.
Yeah, you know, Samuel Tua was saying we went on a war front. He did not say we win the war. Amutuke and me went on the war front. And Netuke and me, we are in a battle. So Samuel Tua did not say anything. But one thing, he did not realize that the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, I mean the post-2015 development agenda, is focused on education because every sector, human capital development is very key. I'm speaking now as a sustainable development specialist. It's very key. That's why all of the SDGs may not succeed by 2030. Because if you need agriculture entrepreneurship, you need to make sure people get trained with the new technology and all of that. If you need transportation, people need to understand the technology.
But this is why Stephen Johnson is saying it's the redistribution of poverty. How can you redistribute poverty? My brother, hold on 1 minute, Jerry. Let's go to the next plan. Let's welcome our brother SB Sandy. Sandy, How
Yes.
can you redistribute poverty? That's what this government been doing all along.
Yes. Am I clear, CEO?
Yeah, go ahead, talk to us.
All right. Good evening to all of us. And yeah, good. I mean, that's a good point, Stephen Johnson. The country, when the George Weah government took on the country, we can admit that Liberia was recovering from the war. The Haley administration has done her part to restructure the nation. So we cannot agree that Liberia was all, in a frying pan and everything were all right and everybody was just enjoying. That was not the case. But the redistribution of poverty, in my own opinion, that is being indicated here is that Joe Weah and his administration made it worse for our people. In fact, their inability to manage the country resources and the corruption, the level of corruption that has been demonstrated by this government has elevated poverty to our people. The people used to afford certain commodities during the Haley administration, and even prior to Haley administration. Now our people are beggars on the street. Those simple commodities that they used to afford, they can no longer afford them. George Weah took poverty from the bottom where Helen has left it, or where the state the country was in, and he elevated it to our people. And now it's physical. It can be seen. It's no longer in Haiti. It's on the streets of Morovia. It's everywhere in the interior. Poverty is just everywhere. And the example of that, you can see the increase in the
And then I
youth.
want to hold you. I want us to play this clip, and we're bringing Gassaman and Raymond. I want us to play this. It's very important.
I wanted to talk about the redistribution of poverty. I wanted to just one second.
Yeah, you will come on there, Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, when you get the people from Southeast, small pen and paper they put in the packet, the thing, they're the best broke people. They've been with on there now. Oh man, hold on 1 minute. Let's play this.
That personal attack on us.
But I want to play this. You see,
Jerry,
if you follow Spoon, there's a guy they call Moton. He was in Douala. And the guys were going around the Spoon journalists and asking people, when President Weah said better days ahead. You remember that saying, better days ahead? And this guy, he got so mad. Let's play his clip for a minute tonight. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Yeah, what's your name?
Anyway, I'm Wilmer Moulton from Central Virginia, Waterside.
What are you doing in Douala Market?
I'm not too long into Douala Market. I came to purchase one or two stuff with me and my family.
So how did you spend the 26?
First of all, I give God the praise and thank God that God is still manning us. But the 26 that I know in the past, it's not the 26 I experienced the few times.
What's the 26 you knew and what's the 26 you experienced yesterday?
The 26 I knew years ago when it were coming, you could get that feeling. You could know because things were flexible at that time. I was working. I could afford for my kids and whatsoever. But these 26 were only seeking for daily bread and not even looking out there and knowing my time growing up. When 26 come in, my parents buy one or two stuff for me. But it's not like this 26 that just passed. Things are very difficult, my brother.
Did you buy clothes for the children to make them happy?
Let me be very frank with you. I would say to you for free. I bought things for the children, but not comparing to the one my parents used to buy for me. So that's a big difference.
So what's the difference? Buying clothes for the children and wearing for you during those days. What's the difference?
Because what the difference there is that what I used to wear those days, I can see them no longer. And then at that time, the money to buy those stuff was very, cheap, and you could get it. But now it's difficult. You understand? Now, if I say I'm gonna buy a pair of shoes for 4 children at this time, it costs a lot of money, and I'm gonna buy each one of them suit. It costs a lot of money. So sometimes we go into the DK, and try to get 1 or 2 stuff, at a reasonable price. But I know I wore DK when things like 26 were coming. All my stuff my parents bought for me were imported. So that's another big difference that I'm talking about.
So the president spoke yesterday. Did you listen to the president? What's your take?
Let me be very frank with you, right? The president.
Better days ahead, according to the president.
Let me tell you something. Today, what I'm looking at is just like when you get a fiancé, and these ladies these days, they're not looking no better day ahead. Because as now you tell them say better day, wait for a better day ahead. The first thing, they have no love for you. So if the president who served this country for 6 years, and I look at it that he could not count on anything. I can count on anything really substantial that he did, and things are continuing to go backward. That he telling me better days ahead, and he want me, Walmart T. Moulton, that campaign for him, that campaign for him, voted for him, made him who he is. Then he telling me better days. I don't have a job. Then he want me to put him back for another 6 years.
So don't you think there are better days?
So, but you see, that's the key, though. That's the key right there. He said he voted for President Weah 2017. And maybe some of you guys here did the same. But when the president turned to him and said, better days ahead, look at the bag that in his hand. No job. We are talking about job. He got to go and hustle. Children don't have clothes to wear. He got to go dig and pick them on DK Ducafle. And imagine a grown man that want to go and work to earn his own money. No work. He's not begging for hands out. No. He's not begging that you can give him father out. No. He said he want to work. But where are the jobs? He got 4 children. All he can do to hustle for them to eat. Maybe family member in the United States or some other places saying something. Then President Weah said better days ahead. So he asked the question, who your better days ahead for? Is it for me or for you and your group? If I ask some of you today, which one of you voted for President Weah 2017? I will see some hands up. You guys voted for him. But what happened now? So that's the beauty of this show. It's 10:30, 2:30 in Liberia, 10:30 here in New York time. I want to say to you, I will leave here to enjoy your show because you guys will be on till 11 o'clock. But I will ask you this question that you can ask your folks. Are there any better days ahead under this administration? I will give you guys a minute to answer and give reason why you answer the way you answer. Are there any better days ahead under this administration? Anyone, say it. It's up to you. But answer freely. You saw Donald Trump was indicted again today. This is life. But I will ask you. And before I ask you, I want you to think on this because we'll open the phone line. There's a video circulating on social media. Hey man, the begin say it's ready, but ain't ready. Nelson, you say it's uploaded. I'm not seeing the way it said Nelson. There's a video circulating on social media, right? I don't know where it's from, but I think it was from Niger. If you guys can remember, they cut the finance minister, right? You guys saw that video? There you go. And they told him, say, this is a new government. We gave you 48 days. Tell what you did with the country money. And he started crying. They get a video, but Nelson decided to put it on a picture. And he started crying. Sometimes it's good to ask the people, what have you done? So under this government, is there any better days ahead? Why can you tell your fellow Liberian tonight listen to you. Is there any better days ahead? Let's start with Raymond. Talk to us, Raymond Zeze.
No, there's no better days ahead. The Liberian people make a mistake and really like the current regime is going to get worse because they had the first 6 years. You know, I remember is my line back? Let me change my location and see if.
Yeah, try that again. As again, as I said, go to the Walmart, get yourself a new computer, and we'll help for the more. Let me go to mobile. Mobile Zokai. Is there any better days ahead, mobile? We'll come back to Raymond. You think would there be a better days ahead though? You are muted, mobile. Somebody get a cricket just sounding from the end.
You got me? You got me?
Can we all mute ourselves? Mobile, you go ahead.
All right. If you know the Christmas will be good, you know from the Eve. It said tomorrow when was small, our man said tomorrow Christmas. Today we already know because our clothes prepare, our food, our chicken they prepare in it. But what we are, I mean, what he did before you say better day ahead. There's no the one in front of you, they're looking at it, say whole big pen already put it in front of you, they say eat. Then you finish eating it, they say, then you tell the person say, like all of that are coming tomorrow. That I want to eat, they want to eat for me, and I want it. There's no better day ahead, see you. Nothing. No better. Hey, look, when you take power, it will be worse than now. Okay. I'm gonna stay flow.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah. When you take power, right? When you take power, the second term, the 2023 presidential race are coming when he win. Don't forget it. It will be worse than the one in today. And I talked to a few people, and before we leave, before we leave, I'll make one or two announcements. I talked to a few people from the other side. They're coming. I do my background work. They're coming. I talk to them, and they are willing to support the cause because they know that when Joria win, there will be no future for our children. There will be no Liberia because people will just steal, and there will be no accountability, and people that be there all last time, man, anyone will do what they will do. That's how it will be. There will be nothing accountability.
So the other man say, Honorable Bill, wait a minute, Blake can touch? Kamara, what's it? What? People can get a say hi name. All right. So Blake can touch, but the man say invite me CEO. We put a link here there, man say I must stay invited. I don't know why I invited here though. The link is up, Bill. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry, would there be any better days ahead under this government?
Not at all. Not at all.
The next term.
Yeah, you can say anything about Ellen Johnson, Salif, corruption, and all of that. She made sure she did not only build institutions, but she internationally connected our country and carry on tangible infrastructure development. And you can see the Minnesota complex there. She took a lot of government.
Joel said he built that complex.
No. Ellen Johnson said he built that complex. He came and dedicated it, and then put Ellen name on it for political reasons.
And he took the glory.
The issue is she performed in her first term. Only the second term, my man Robert said he and every family member and friends spoiled the government. That one I was in the government, so I know that. And, so there's no future
for the government.
Huh?
What is your position in the government?
I was communication director at the Moreover Consolidated School System, and I also became a director of scholarship. I ended up in the deputy speaker office as a policy consultant before I came to Korea. But that is not the issue. There's no future.
Deputy speaker or who?
Senator Prince Kamumwe. Now he's a senator.
What was his budget at the time?
I think we have to check back. I can.
Now we have to check around 700,000. Now what's the budget for the deputy speaker?
I'll ask the budget director in your office.
I'm saying to you why it was. Now what's the budget of the speaker? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So it is. There's no future for we are government. We are even in his first term. You see people crying. That's why the other guy from Lofa were interviewed. He said, if they may come back, our citizens will eat rocks. Our citizens will eat rocks. See the level of poverty we have put more than 700,000 people back to poverty, contrary to his promise of talking about of creating jobs to reduce poverty. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll make sure I end corruption." So there's no future. If you make the only thing you'll do, maybe you'll build additional 100 condominiums because you're not coming back. You'll build.
Let me bring in. Let me bring in.
Buy additional jet. You buy one more jet.
Who own the other jet? The other jet for who own the other jet?
If for Joviana.
Oh, so you're not renting it?
He renting nothing. If for him, he bought a jet. He used our taxpayer money. Why that man was crying that I don't get money to get my children visa? Why there's no investment? Why there's no job in the country? People are crying. You see, people can even take their friend money to go to market. They say, "Babli, buy me fair," because I know the price today. You plenty continue at the port to do another tracking. People who posting are selling that thing to the port. They are suffering, paying expensive. Who pays the price? The end user and the final consumer.
Thank
People
you.
don't have the purchasing power.
Gassama, go ahead, my brother.
Oh, Jerry, anyway, Jerry, now we're on the same side, but so no problem. But anyway, you see, CEO, when a leader comes to power, whatever that leader does, that's something that they intending to do. You know, in 2005, when George Weah appeared for the debate in I think Radio Veritas, George Weah said something that a lot of people forgot. That's something that I took to heart, even though I'd never supported George Weah. But because of that statement, I have some soft spot in my heart for him. I say, you know what? If this guy, by mistake, by accident, if he become president, maybe he will make some difference. And hear what George Weah said. George Weah said at the time, he said, "I don't have a degree. I'm not educated, but I know what it means when people go to bear hunger. I know what it means when people sleep in darkness. I know what it means when the children don't go to school. I know what it means when people life at risk." He said a whole lot of stuff. I'm like, you know what? This guy, as much as I don't support him, but I think he understands, he's saying something. So after 12 years for President Weah to come to power and worsen the people's condition, make the people to live in fear, subject the people to fear, that's something that he just who he is. You know, and this is the reason why some of us, we say, you know what, we support Ambassador Boaka, because people say the old man, oh, and this is a reason for me, that the number one reason why I support Ambassador Boaka, because say, oh, he want nothing. Ambassador Boaka ain't care what kind of car he ride. He ain't got to wear $2,000 shoe. What kind of car he drive. He ain't got to look at nobody more. Man, a 76-year-old man. The only thing he would do is to put things under control, put the country back under control, and maybe for somebody else to take it. This is the reason why we are supporting Ambassador Boaka, because he's not corrupt. When you're not corrupt, it's very easy for you to fight corruption. Just simple. When you're not corrupt, it's so simple for you to fight corruption. You see, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, you said, what's the age of Ambassador Boaka?
Say what?
I think we should focus on
what's the age of Ambassador Boaka? I may make an internet problem. No, the man made a mistake about the woman age. I just want to correct him. He said 76.
No,
is that true?
What does 76? What does 78? The woman part 3 score plus 10, and God is with him. He's a special grace of God.
So what's the age?
The age?
Yeah.
What the other boy everyone I've seen is, so I've been calling age.
So we're calling now, what's the woman age?
We are focusing on the
my man, how you can spell a good conversation so bad?
No, calling people age for me. I don't usually call elder age. It's my issue.
Why your hand the man age?
Yeah,
Jerry, why you call the man age? Your man says 76. Is that true?
Well, it could be possible. It could be 76, 78. But I mean, we are.
Well, why are you adding 78 and man calling 76?
Oh, I'm just calling figure out. But he part 3 score plus 10 because the Bible says you can live 70 years.
Let's bring 12. Rodney May. Rodney May or Ronnie ML12. Go ahead, my friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. When he kind of show like in Charles in Kung Fu jacket, and you want
Can
to
you
tell
hear
me?
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Look, man, I just wanted to say it's great to be on the show tonight. I saw one of my old schoolmates here, Raymond, but I think he left the show. But
He told me, he said he saw you and he left. He didn't like to talk to you.
but
They got oh,
I don't see no future with the George Weah government. I'm gonna say that. I only see a future with the boycott government because of accountability. You know, in life, if you want accountability, if you want somebody to hold you accountable for anything, then it's a great thing. But with the Weah government, they don't want no accountability. They don't want nobody to know what's going on. So I don't see a future with them. I see a future with the boycott government. That's what I would say.
Thank you very much. Let's try Jalahu SB Cindy. Talk to us, my friend.
Thank you, Stanton. So the question whether there will be is there a future with the Weah government? We pose the question back to George Weah. If George Weah believed that there will be a future and Liberia will be better during his second term, let's ask him, will you change Samuel 12? Will you remove those inexperienced and corrupt leaders or folks that you have around him? And we know the answer. George Weah is not a person that can fire anybody for their inexperience or for their corrupt actions. So as long as he keep those people around him, there is not a better Liberia under his second term. Second, George Weah have no fear for the Liberian people. In less than a year of this guy becoming president, we saw what he did to glorify himself. He became a multi-millionaire overnight, even though the post that he was $85 million richer before he became president. But we saw instantly what the man did to our nation's resources. Started developing himself. So if someone within their first term have no fear for the people, and everything they are doing is about enriching themselves, what do you think they're going to do in the second term? It's going to be worse.
So I see that. So let me say this. I see every one of you, but you guys on the show, every one of you supporting Jose Yima Boyka.
No, I'm not supporting Jose Yima Boyka.
Thank you very much, Jen. Oh yeah, at least one person. Who are you supporting in this race?
The Honorable Elizana Cummings. I believe Mr. Cummings is the best leader for this country to rescue us from where we are now.
So you supported Mr. Cummings. That's
Yes,
good. And you believe Mr. Cummings now is the man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why besides you believing he's the man, what do you think he have contributed though? What would be your expectation under President Cummings?
So my expectation, or what I know will happen under President Cummings, is the restructuring of our economy. That's his strength. Elizana Cummings has immense experience in building economies from the private sector. Based on his experience from Coca-Cola, we know what he did there. Elizana Cummings has network. He has worked with people that respect him, that know what he can do. And those people, we can rely on him to bring investors to the country, something that George Weah has not been able to do. I believe Mr. Boakai can do a great job, but I do believe that with the experience and the skill set and networks that Mr. Cummings has, Liberia economy will be built. There will be jobs for our people. The young people will have jobs. Our old folks will have jobs. The healthcare system will be restructured and revamped, and Liberia will be put on par with other neighboring countries. I don't think Mr. Wakai can do that. And the reason I don't believe he can do that is that given his experience, and we talk about his experience, he's been in government for over 40 years, but I don't think he can do that. I don't think he have that skill set and the experience needed to rebuild our economy. And I also have a fear that what we are seeing now under Mr. Weah will be repeated if we elect Mr. Boakai. Mr. Boakai will not lead the country. It is the folks around him that will lead the country. But I believe that Mr. Comey, given his leadership experience and what he has been able to do in his roles I mean, with private companies, he can lead the country on the right path. He will make the decision. He will be at the front of the decision, and the country will be better than what it is now. And obviously, it will be better if Mr. Bwaka should take the leadership. I think Comey is the right person.
Can you take care of the kids? Once you get them ready, we'll bring you back on. I mean, he's making some very strong argument about Mr. Cummings. I didn't know he was Cummings guy on the show, and we appreciate you. We hope you can stay. You know, don't you leave, because you got right now 3 vampire. They're about to suck you on that Cummings thing you're talking about. Yeah, Jerry can't wait. Let me bring in Raymond. Let's try Raymond again. Raymond, we have a Cummings guy here now. This getting very, very interesting. What say you? You heard what he said.
Well, I think it brings some balance to the conversation, the discourse. Well, for me, I'm a non-partisan. I've not been aligned with any party ever. I choose to be neutral and to make an independent decision based on the facts and the reality. Well, I think Omer Bwaka is the best, given his experience in government. This is someone who started at the level of high school presidency. A poor man's son went to the level of a school, an elite school at CWA at the time, and was able to ascend as a janitor. He didn't stop there. He went at the UL. He partook in student politics, served at the level of LPMC, and became the managing director. Went to be agriculture minister under the Dole regime, where we know about back to the soil and the Green Revolution. Was a successful, projects. And he went as far, say someone who has wealth and experience. And anytime you go for a job interview, they want to know your track record. What you understand about what is going on. What can you do? How can you be an asset? Old man Joe Bwaka is an asset to Liberia. Not that he just have all of this experience, he served with distinction. All these years of corrupt society like Liberia, no corruption on his name. Everywhere he served, you can't have anyone to come out and say he did XYZ. Who can beat such an experience? We agree that Alexander Cummings comes from corporate America. He has some experience, but he doesn't know the terrain like Liberia. He doesn't know what it takes to wrestle with corrupt people. It will take him a while to learn. We can even see what's happening in the ANC. We see how money can just go down the drain without accountability. I think he's a good person, but because he doesn't understand the terrain, he's going to struggle. And he doesn't even understand the body politics in Liberia. He doesn't even understand how people consider things. He has been away for a long time.
So let me cut you short now. Mr. Cummings went back in the country 2007. Mr. Cummings observed. He carefully observed what is needed in Liberia. He went back under the influence of this Jose Yima Boycott and Madame Salif. He was awarded the nation's highest of honor. He declared that he will be running 2017. He did. Some people say he came fourth. Some people say he came fifth. But give it to him, though. From 2017 to now, don't you think he knows exactly what the country needs? Raymond, very quick, and we'll go to mobile.
I say no. And we can tell by the way people are gravitating towards him. You know, when you understand something, there's always the fruit you produce and how you even engage people. Let's understand that Cummings thinks Musa Belete can win him the elections in Liberia. That tells you he doesn't even understand the terrain. He doesn't even know who he's working with.
Thank you very much, Mobile. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Mobile. Mobile, we getting this thing good. Sorry that we ran all the time. Hope you guys can come again tomorrow. I don't have to be here. You guys can do this thing yourself. Nelson will be available to open the platform to you guys. Mobile, seriously speaking, good argument right now between Raymond and Sandy. What say you?
Well, Kumi is a good man, I would say this. But working corporate America does not make you to say you can be a president for a nation. Number one, Baka get the expertise. Baka, look, in a country, before you go for a job, before you work, or when you do your application, they'll ask you, how many year experience you got, Mr. Zoka? Like what I'm doing right now when I did my application, where I went, when I told the woman, 7 years experience. The people I met there, the money they were making, I was making more. I'm making more than them because of the experience I have on our field, in our technical field. So when we talking about experience, Baka get more experience than Kumi. Kumi that came from corporate America. We can compare Kumi and Baka when it comes to governance. You cannot. Don't do that. It's wrong. If you look at the trace map of Baka from there up to now, nobody. Now I can tell people, right? See, I challenge anybody, what from ANC, from CDC, to bring one document that show JMB was corrupt. JMB was this. JMB was that. I will resign. I will never support JMB. But you will not see none of that. The only thing they will say when he was there, what he did, what he do. Imagine if you working as a VP in the country, anything your president tell you, you go by it.
But Mr. Combs' experience as second in line to Coca-Cola, chief executive, he was up there. Don't you think it add credence to his resume that he can run the affairs of the executive branch?
CEO, it's not, he didn't get that experience when it comes to governing a whole country. A country is different from corporate. I can tell you about it. It's
Let
different.
me hold you there and give Sandy the chance again. Then I'll bring in Jerry and Wilfred Harris. Yeah, Sandy, these guys are coming to you very strong. Maybe they are quite correct. I'm not speaking for them, but he's making the distinction. You can work as executive on Coca-Cola, but that's Coca-Cola. That's not a country. Talk to me.
You talk about governance. What is governance? Governance is being control of someone or a system. It does not have to be a political governance. So let's get that straight. Second, what is Liberia budget? We're talking about managing economies, managing a system, managing a huge sum of money and people. Comey has done that for several years in a large corporate environment where he was strictly on a regulation, countries regulations. In fact, continental regulation, because he was the second man in control for Coca-Cola. So does it have to be political governance? Or are we talking about governance in general, managing systems, people, and money? And Comey has been able to do that. Let me tell you.
Can I ask you a question, Sandy? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me interrupt you. No, it's very important that I interrupt you.
Yes.
Just to give us some flexibility in the conversation. Cummings was on a system. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
He was on an established system.
That is true.
It's like you go to work 9 a.m. and leave from there 5 p.m.
That is true.
It's like you clock in and clock out. It's like you're going to be making $45 an hour. It's $45 an hour.
Right.
Every 3 months, if they give you your per diem, you get your per diem. That's the system you are saying Cummings were on it.
That's a system.
Compare that system that been around for 50, 90, 100 years to Liberia with our system.
And that's a good thing, CEO. That's why we need Cummings to bring such working system to the Liberian people. I will tell you this. I am a healthcare administrator. And I can reveal this to you. I'm a regional associate director for the largest managed care organization, United Health Group. I work on a system. If I should have the opportunity to work in Liberia, whether through a hospital or the health ministry, I want to bring such level, such system to that country so that the people will come to work on time, so our country can be productive. Some of the issues we face now is Liberia does not have a good productivity. The system is not working. So we need a leader like Cummings that will bring in his experience from a workable system to a country that does not have practical system. So we need that kind of system. And I want to say this, we live in America here. Some of the best 5 presidents in this country that have ruled this great country became president with no government experience. They were not representatives. They were not ministers. They were nowhere, and they became president. Donald Trump is the most recent. President Grant is an example. President Hoover is an example. So 5 presidents in this country that had no political experience. So when people come here and say you must have a political experience, you must have been a minister, you must be around, and that being around thing, we got to get rid of it. Kwame been in the country since 2017. That's a long period of time to get to know this, to get adjusted with the people, get adjusted with the country. Not a lot of Liberians has been able to go back since the war. The war drove a lot of people away. Only a few people were left there. So we can't keep tying people to,
yeah,
oh, you've been
I
here for a long
want to bring
time,
you in
and
because
you
we got to
haven't been here
go.
for a
It's
long time.
11
We can't keep
o'clock.
saying that.
It's 11 o'clock. Let me bring Jerry. Somebody said Jerry about to destroy this ANC guy. Jerry, please don't destroy it, man. Won't see him tomorrow. We're baking with. Man, got to come back tomorrow, Jerry. But talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, you see, it's very interesting when I listen to my brother that they make all the experience and stuff. The last time Liberia experienced level of productivity and growth in terms of agriculture and all of that, it was a time that JMB served, both the LPMC and then, I mean, from the rural areas, in fact, before he went to LPMC and before he became Minister of Agriculture. That was a time we experienced some level of, food, self-sufficiency and all of that. So, I mean, you can understand, he became vice president and he diligently played his role. And, in keeping with Article 51 of the 1986 Liberian Constitution, that said the president, whatever she deemed necessary and whatever, and he played his role. I mean, corrupt-free character, who is principle-minded. And, one of the challenges my brother have not realized, I think he can observe it, Kumi's leadership ability and decision-making is extremely, below the belt in terms of the kind of decision you need to make in the public sector. Joseph Boakai has proven to be a firm character, fearless, not desperate for power. That's why he looked in the face of President Shelley, former President Shelley, and said, Madam, you selected me. I will select my own vice president. If that is the reason why Alex Kumi and others are collaborating with former President Shelley to continue to fight JMB, that is the only reason why people can say, oh, he didn't get experience, he didn't get it one. For me, to be honest, I have nothing personal against Alexander Cummings, but decision-making and understand, you cannot, you have a common saying that you can't be doing the same thing over and again and all of that, and be expecting different results, but he's actually bathing into that. But when it comes to your experience from the public, I mean, I'm a public sector manager before I became even a development specialist. I understand what it means when it comes to effective and efficient service delivery. I mean, bringing private sector experience and all of that, but it can be in different sectors. So I want you to understand, Joseph Boakai, we're looking at the character, what the person is able to do, their capability, their track record. These are things we are looking at. These are things we are looking at. You cannot be confined in a little office. Joe Boakai have gone through the ranks and fire. Somebody was talking about in succession. You coming from a regional, coordinator, became LPMC boss, agriculture minister, and then vice president. And then with all of the records, nobody can come and stop me. Thank God Amos clarified the issue of corruption before he could die. May so rest in peace. So, I mean, it is unfortunate for people to blind their eyes to reality that this is it. And besides that, whatever perception they have, the people are resolved that Joseph Boakai is the way forward. So, I mean, you cannot compare the two. If you look at the issue of people hiring people like Musa Belete to honor a common system just to come and grow, the same Joseph Boakai you're talking about today, he went through the process. But then you sat down and facilitated Musa Belete there. You say hey, people should account for World Front, then you get Musa Belete with you. Yeah, you say people should account for World Front, then you get Musa Belete with you. You say, yeah, we should do all this, or you get these people. You support all these things. And then you want to be dishonest. You undermine the CPP. You use Musa Belete. Musa Belete, whole agenda now, reveal itself that he doesn't care for George Weah. He cares for Joseph America for for Joseph Boakai not to win election. That is the agenda. Ekumi is wrongly calculating. You tell him, in a mistaken area or whatever, God forbid, that we have become president for the second term. You think the people of the Republic of Liberia are stupid? They would not be making East not president after George Weah come and crumble our economy. Samuel Kanyado did not carry role. Todman did not carry role. You think they will vote for Alexander Kumis? That was a wrong political calculation. I think he finished. He's finished because there are potential young people. Edwin Snowden sitting down, Prince Mwena sitting down. Other people, you think they're watching for Alexander Kumis to come be president? He just shot himself in the leg. And the reason you are providing is just because you believe in him. But the decision he took, if he was the vice president, will not have the conversation. Will not have the conversation. Come here. If Joseph Boakai will be accommodated to help this man.
Let me bring in Harris, because we gotta go, folks. We gotta
so
go.
Joe Boakai is really experienced, best suited.
And Sandy, Sandy, you're gonna come back tomorrow. Let me bring in Wilfred Harris. Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, speak now. Forever hold your peace.
That's why I said thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, my brother said Mr. Alexander Kumis shot himself in the leg. And I just want to correct him that Mr. Alexander Kumis shot himself in the head and not in the legs. Because for him to wake up again, I'm seeing it not possible.
Thank you for the correction.
He missed the opportunity big time. The opportunity presented itself, and he himself turned it down and said, I don't want this opportunity. People grow by climbing the ladder from one step to another. We don't just catapult to another level as our heart desires. We all aspire to go higher, but sometimes the way life presents itself, you take it step by step. That's why the songwriter says one step at a time. And the experience that Mr. Alexander Kumis would have gotten from the vice presidency would have prepared him better for the presidency, because he doesn't have any governmental experience. He comes to the discourse with strictly corporate experience. And there are two different scenarios there. In the corporate world, your life is not open to public scrutiny. No. But in the public sector, your life, any little child can question you why you did it, because it is their tax dollars that you are playing with. That is the reason why you see people are saying a lot of things about Honorable Joseph Boakai today, because he's in the public space. But if he was in a private space, no one will question him. Who now can look at the budget of the bank governor of GT Bank, for example, because he's in the corporate sector. Only the bosses he's accountable to. Not like in the public space where you are accountable to the masses. Everything you do, they check your steps, the way you live. See, like example, usually now we just went to the restaurant and ate the food that he wanted to eat. It was a public discussion because he's in the public space. And Mr. Alexander Kumis has not had no experience. He has not encountered such things for us to know how tough he is, how his resistance level. So comparing Mr. Alexander Kumis to Honorable Joseph Boakai is a disservice to Honorable Boakai, because Honorable Boakai has been tried and tested and proven that he is the man. So I don't see any comparison there that is actually right. Yeah.
If I may, can I compare and contrast public sector service to that of private?
Real quick.
Alexander Kumis there with one product, Coca-Cola. The formula was long established before he got in. The corporate world has people, the HR who does vetting and employment, and they employ people with the requisite skills to work with.
And so is the public. So is the public. So is the government.
The president, the powers of the president to appoint, and people serve at his will and pleasure, and inter-idyllic with the different happenings. It's far different. I've served as a youth leader before, dealing with people with different, and everything in Liberia not cut straight like straight jacket the public sector. It's templated. Everything that Kumis did was a template. He had to sit down with the board who had to approve things before he did. He wasn't making all the decisions by himself, but as president, people work at his will and pleasure. He dictates things. A president in Liberia is like a dictator. When you start dealing with a corrupt legislature as the House of Parliament and all of the things they want, everybody greed is the order of the day in Liberia. It's not in the corporate world. People live on their salary in the corporate world. Everything is teleguided. You're not even seeing the money. But as the president, the money in your pocket. You appoint the finance minister, you can dictate.
So guys, we have to go. A beautiful show. I know we'll have you guys next week. Where is Nelson?
To the extent that the man was
Nelson,
squandering himself, we squander some little opportunities.
But I
Even
know
in
you
our
guys.
lives.
I know you guys
You know,
cannot. You guys cannot
That
beat.
is honestly.
You guys cannot
And
beat
that shows
on
that if
Sandy.
you have done it
You
better,
guys
if
cannot
you have
beat
done
on
it another
Sandy.
way much better.
You
Yeah.
guys cannot beat on Sandy without us giving him the last word. Sandy, go ahead. You won.
Thank you.
against Paul.
I was gonna be. Thank
CEO.
you, CEO, because these UP people I don't understand it. I mean, I will start with Yimpa. Yimpa, in the first place, I want to correct you. I want people do not vote based on where an individual comes from. So to say that the people will not vote Cummings because he's from the Southeast, you should retract that. The people will vote experience. And Cummings is the president, the next president of the Republic of Liberia. The people will vote. The people will decide that. Not because he's from the Southeast and we are from the Southeast. So let's take that back. Now let's get back to someone say Cummings' chance of becoming president was to become vice president under Boyka. The reason Boyka would not become president is because he was vice president under Salih. And that administration failed the Liberian people. Most of the attack that Boyka is receiving is because of his role as a VP under Salih. Cummings don't want to destroy his political career to fall himself victim under Boyka, where that he know very well if Boyka should win, that administration will not do anything good for the people. So Mr. Cummings made a very good decision and stood his ground and said, I'm here to become president, not to become VP for Boyka, where his mistake will affect my future, my future to serve the Liberian people as their president. So he made a very good decision. And look, in the private sector, in the corporate sector, and I work for the corporate sector, I said that already. I revealed my position. A leader makes decision. You don't just run to the board to make a decision. If Cummings was not a good leader, if Cummings was not an experienced, a wise man, he wouldn't have claimed the ladder that he claimed in this country. It wasn't given to him, not because his name is Cummings, but it's because of his experience and the job that he brought to the table. So the board of directors did not make his decision. Cummings had to hire, he had to fire. Cummings had to make financial decisions. He had to make decisions to expand the business. And that's exactly what he did. And that's the leadership skill that Cummings will bring to the Republic of Liberia to rescue our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. A
Yes,
beautiful show, a wonderful show. We look forward to seeing you guys
Can I say
again.
one thing quick?
That 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let me conclude.
Yeah, Moba, go ahead quick.
Okay. Actually, I talked to some group of opposition people from Liberia, and we talked, and they tried to endorse JMB. We are talking still, but I want for like the body who anybody, all the people that supporting Unity Party. I want you please help the man with little things like a banner, because they want a banner to print JMB and their organization, and then with their shirt, and then to get some water. So man, he talked to them. We take almost 3 hours on the phone from
So
Liberia.
what are you hearing about your plan, man?
No, but CEO is very important. And we working behind the scene. Actually,
your people.
Hey, CEO, I beg you. That my closing there. That my closing. Yeah, I beg you.
You're not closing. You making advertisement.
Yeah, but I
you gotta pay for that.
No, me and CEO talking behind the scene.
The man says 70 bucks. Before you get a library, you know the same way can take our own. The cash I can take out the own.
I pay for the same.
Before you get a library, it came down to $53. I said, the person that receive it before the person cash it, more money take out $3. It came to $50.
Man, that's your talk behind the scene. Nothing new. We talk behind the scene. So we cool with that.
Yeah, but on a very serious note, that's a good conversation. On the Spoon Talk tomorrow, we raised an issue that will be very important. We want
Uh-huh.
every political panelist on that set to tell us whether or not the stand-up bearer will accept this gay and lesbian thing in Liberia. We want to know where they stand. On Spoon Talk tomorrow, they will tell us whether Tawan Gonglo will accept and what is his message for gay and lesbian. Is he going to bring it to the country? Will they make it constitutional? Is he saying that no? He's sent it with Joseph Boakai, he's sent it with Mr. Cummings, he's sent it with Clarence Moluba. It will be the discussion tomorrow. We want to hear them. They must tell us where they stand when you talk about gay and lesbian. They must also tell us where they stand when you talk about better education in the country. It's time to hold them responsible. And that's exactly what we're going to be. Listen, we're not picking on anybody. But you cannot come and the guy will say nothing. Then when the game part, they say, "But I didn't tell you." So we need to know right now. George Manor, we're hearing that he's going to sign the gay and lesbian thing for them to that they come to Liberia. They say he was signing into law or something. We're still listening. So those people that want to be president, where does Joseph Yema Boakai stand on this issue? Mr. Cummings, where does he stand on this issue? So we'll be discussing that on the Spoon Talk tomorrow. It will be very, very interesting. The Liberian people will hear. Don't go and say, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't talk to my political leader." No, 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 no. Then what we know, we say it. So again, guys, Moba, Jerry, Raymond, Wilfred, and Jalahu, we say thank you very much. But real quick, 30 seconds. Where do you think Boakai stand on the gay and lesbian thing, Moba?
You ask me?
Yeah, real quick. Where do you think he stand?
Who?
Boakai.
On the negative side. We never, that man a traditional man. We don't condone that type of behavior.
Jerry, where do you think Boakai stand?
Boakai have zero tolerance for same sex and any form. Zero tolerance. It can never be accepted.
Wilfred, where do you think Boakai stand? What's his stand? Raymond, where do you think Boakai stand? What's his position on gay and lesbian?
This is a man that's been married for all these years. Just married out.
To be honest, Honorable Judah Imam Boakai would never give credence to sex practice in our society.
Okay, Raymond, you go ahead.
This is a man who's been married for all these years to his one wife, married out his granddaughter to a man, not to a woman. So you can tell from how he lived his life. And being a traditional man, you know, our people were not accepted. So being a leader, you represent the people. You are servant of the people. So I can tell you the people of Liberia are not ready for same-sex marriage. So Joseph Boakai being a man of principles and a man of the people would never accept that, would never support.
And you, Jerry, where do you think Mr. Cummings stand, Jerry? And not Jerry, sorry, Jalahu. Where do you think Mr. Cummings stand?
I believe the nation culture will inform Mr. Cummings' decisions on this topic. And I believe that Mr. Cummings will listen to the Liberian people and he will accept the norms and culture that governs our country. And therefore, the issue of gays and lesbians does not have a place in Liberia. And I believe that's where Mr. Cummings stands. And I want to add to that. A lot of people say, you know, Mr. Cummings comments that he made that this is a lifestyle that I struggle.
No, we're not going
there.
No,
hold on, one second.
No, we gotta discuss that, bro.
One second. I'm begging you. I'm on my knee. I'm begging you. Let me explain that.
Jalahu, listen.
Wrap up. See, I've not spoken since.
You didn't talk. Listen, Jalahu, this is just a tease. I'm not going back on the old clip that Mr. Cummings say I struggle with this decision. Listen, I'm not going to go back on it. I'm asking you as of now. He have taken a lot of whipping on that statement. The Liberian people beat on him on that statement because they felt that he didn't come up straight in answering the question. Okay, and the thing is that you can't blame the Liberian people because some of us we are ignorant to how people answer questions.
Exactly.
It's the mindset of the Liberian people. But let me ask you again. Let me ask you again.
Yes.
Since 2017, Mr. Cummings ran. He was in the country. He know the tradition. He know the culture. He know everything. What do you think Liberian people stand, or Mr. Comey stand on gay and lesbian issue? Don't tell me what the people want.
Mr.
Why does
Comey would
Mr.
not
Comey
support
want?
it. Mr. Comey would not support it because
You will not
our
support
culture
it.
does not support it. The Liberian culture does not support it. So Mr. Comey
So
would stand
he will
against
not
it.
support it.
Yes.
Again, if we have the show tomorrow, I hope you can come up with something, because we'll be doing this conversation on Spoon Talk. It's important. And what's the downsides if you do not support it, though? I mean, are you going to create a laws to put folks in jail or whatsoever? We'll
And
discuss it
not only
tomorrow.
will he not support it, Mr. Comey also has been married to his wife for many years. So he is not married to a guy. He has been married to this one woman for many, many years. So as we give credit to Mr. Wakai for his marriage, let's also give credit to Mr. Cummings for his marriage to his wife.
Let me bring in Running. Running, what do you think? I know you were telling me the same that all the UP people said, but what do you think JMB stand right now on this issue of gay and lesbian?
I think it's a zero tolerance. That's what I would say. It's a zero tolerance.
You guys
And
understand? Hold on 1 minute. I know you're going to back your friend, and you guys from the same society yet, but you guys understand that Liberia is changing, though. The world is changing. You guys understand that? Or you're just answering because you feel that we are down to the old age? You say, well, it's an old time religion. It's no, no, no. Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe that they get gay and lesbian in Liberia?
Yes, but it's not
yeah,
exposed. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
All right. We'll have that conversation tomorrow.
Okay,
Gentlemen.
thank you.
I think JMB. I think we'll do like Ghana pass a law
Hey,
again.
Stanton, can I do something real quick? Stanton, can I do something real quick? Because I did not come in.
I want to close and run because
Stanton, no, Stanton, can you give me 1 minute, please? Stanton, please. Before I did not comment on this, but when it comes to the reason why Boyka is best suited to be president is because it is two things. It's practical and theory. Okay? In theory, Cummings think he can be president, but in practical, he cannot do it because of the terrain. So that's the advantage that Boyka has over Cummings. Boyka has been there. He can do the groundwork practically and in theory. Cummings can do it practically. I mean, in theory, but practically, that way he's handicapped.
Your statement is theoretical. It's not supported by any evidence.
It is because if you look at both guys, if you look at both guys.
Okay, you make a good point. Thank you very much, but you left me confused. True practical. I like to be very simple on the issue.
Okay, simple on the issue is somebody that can do the groundwork, and the other man that cannot do the groundwork.
All right, but again, it will be very interesting tomorrow when we come up to tell us about our candidate, the position. This thing, I'm telling y'all will be surprised. I hope you can reach out to your political camp and ask them the position of your candidate on this issue about gay and lesbian in the country. Okay, and I will ask you for your own personal view. The world is revolving and evolving. We want to say thanks to every one of you, Nelson. I don't know why we asked the Jalahu man and Mel going all around the bush before you answer the simple question. The thing is easy. Yes, no, we move. Nelson, can you come on?
Raymond, what's up, man? Long time, brother.
I have to tell you
I want to clarify something in 30 seconds. I want to clarify something in 30 seconds, please.
Yeah.
Yes, my brother from the ANC was saying Bwaka is infested with some kind of bad governance stuff. That's so coming or not coming. No, it's not true. Bwaka is not infested. You know, that's what makes Mr. Alexander Kumi as a hypocrite. Those of you supporting him continue to display hypocrisy. You cannot be in bed with the person who are making the decisions in the country, former President Sirleaf, and all her agents, ministers, Julia Duncan Cassell, you got Louis Brown, you got all the people that were acting, making decisions. You are with them, they infest you. Then a Bwaka who are on a lane, playing a bad presidential role, making sure that you got no criminal record on him that the man say will infest Kumi. I think you people need to come to the disco with honesty, my brother. Baka can never infest the man because Baka is a clean man. We challenge your sins. I don't know when they cannot bring any record. So you cannot be celebrating with people like Musa Berete who got raw for money over $3.7 million. He infests you. Then you say that Baka will give you money.
Let us stop talking about affiliates. Let's talk about the individual themselves.
No. I'm just
If we're
telling you,
going
you're
to talk
talking about
about the
somebody infesting
affiliates like
somebody.
Musa
You're
Belete,
talking about somebody
then we're
infesting
going to talk
somebody.
about people like Prince Johnson that you are in bed with.
Musa Belete will make it to the people in a month because he's eating and celebrating and making better with real
Thank you,
for money.
Satan, for having me.
He infests you. Then I Joseph Baka, who have no
Joseph
criminal
Baka
record,
So we
administration will
want to
not
say
be
not
thank you
stolen
very
led by
anything.
much,
Joseph Baka.
And the
guys.
people
Joseph Baka will
infest
not
you.
be the decision maker.
No,
Guys,
that gotta come
thank
with
you very
honesty, bro.
much.
Thank you,
And I
thank
know
you, Satan, for
tomorrow.
having me, man.
Yes,
Raymond,
you're welcome.
Yeah,
Raymond,
man.
good to
Good to
see
see
you.
you, my brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you too, man.
And I know
Baka can never
tomorrow.
infest anybody,
And,
CEO.
And I
Amen.
know tomorrow we'll be having a wonderful show tomorrow. We want to say John Nelson and more by the board. They will be here to start the program. Again, please, 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 you need to come on. You need to share. You need to invite your folks. I said, thank you, Sandy. That was a good point you made just now. It's very important that you come and defend Mr. Cummings. This is about Liberia. But again, I'm troubled. I hope you can get a straightforward answer from your candidate as to where they stand with the gay and lesbian thing. I like to play this clip before we leave. Real quick, I like to play this clip because Nelson behind me says, see, you playing the clip. Let's play this.
Today, I hope everyone is doing fine. I know you must be wondering, why is a grown man crying on a live television? Well, let's get on to it. We all know that recently, Niger military took over the government. In doing so, they asked the finance minister to give an account within 48 hours since he was appointed as the finance minister of Niger. And this was his reaction. He was seen crying bitterly on a live television. Give an account since you were appointed as a finance minister or face live execution. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's funny and it's sad at the same time.
It is funny and it's sad, but it is really sad from my end. You ran the country financially and all the ads in 48 hours gave us, in 48 hours give us the report. That's all we want. And all the men you see him doing, he crying.
You gotta cry.
Give us a report. You work at finance? Give us a report. You work at a Freeport Morovia? Give us a report. You work at the Ministry of the Central Bank? Give us a report. That's all we want. And will come a time that Liberian will demand a report from those folks.
Which
you can cry, you can drink all the bottled water. We will sit patiently while our hand falls and say, give us a report. That's powerful. It's very, very important. Liberia would deserve the $25 million small PEP exercise. Mr. Sametwe, what did you do with the money? Give us a report. The 16 billion, the 16 billion, give us a report. What did you do with that money?
Yeah.
Okay. The issue about the $140 million drugs that came in the country, you give us a full report. The issue about the World Food Program, you remember the COVID money, the COVID relief program money? Give us a report.
Yeah.
The issue about the 11 million for rest, the recently, no rest in the country, they gave it to Commerce Minister. Commerce Minister come, give us a report. You ask them, who were the importers you gave $11 million to? Tell us. The Liberian people will demand it. And all people want to say, give us a report. The road fund, give us a report. The extra mile we know you're not take, the concession agreement, the Western Cluster who gave the people the $14.5 million back that made the road spot today and people ain't get no money to fix the road. We want to know from the senator that you give us a report. We're for our hands. And we asked them to give us the report. It is important. But I leave you with this one. You like it, the children say they agree. And the children say they agree.
Oh yeah, that one.
Paula is sleeping boy, you know. He not sleeping boy, you know. My people are saying we agree. My papa refuse I can't 30 million accepted 200K. Paula, you know you accept it. Paula, you know you get shishi. My people are saying we agree. I am bringing rest bro, corn bro, short bro from curious bro. Look at so my people are saying we agree. All people are behind arrogant and they rude. Like a follow themselves. So people are saying we agree. They are buying ticket for go and travel to whatsoever. What you're talking about, my people are saying we agree. But 11 on Lumo, 11 on Sete, 11 on Borrow, my people are saying we agree. But just the fun now. If you're in election today, the paper forget of for himself. We will say for him. We agree to all that whenever you're talking, every other thing you're planning to talk. At GMB we want and at GMB we will vote for. We prefer all that whenever over good poverty and hardship.
I don't see one voted your we in trouble.
No, I'm not voting. That new voter,
Listen. They say
but the first time voters, the first time voters.
Guys, you listen now. They say over kush, over poverty, over hardship, over extrajudicial killing, over the distribution of massive poverty in the country, over the fact that Buffer Chimba can be distributing money for people who will vote for him, over the issue of the 3 missing boys, over Batten Yenswa death, over Abo Peter gifting Lama, of the serious issue of the country that the government should face and they are not facing. They are there dancing buka and our president jumping over it. The people say we agree and we're going to vote. They will vote for Joseph Yiban Boyka. My brother Sonny will vote for Mr. Cummings. But the fact remains, they will vote on the side of the opposition. Because this election is about George Manawia versus the Liberian people. And I depart in peace. Tomorrow, if we meet, may God be with you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, man.
Good night.
Nothing.
Okay, my man.
You mute.
Definitely.
I'll see you, man. Yeah. I'm an ANC man. I know what I've been doing.
It was a nice show, but the man had to market his candidate, and we got to accept it. That's
I'm ready for almost the next 5 hours. I can still be debating.
Thank you very much.
We all see from different perspectives. So, but I don't think Cummings is a bad fellow, except that the guy he says stuck with Ellen, and he can't help it. But thanks for the opportunity, and have a good night, man. Thank you.
Thanks a whole lot, Raymond. Thanks a lot for being here. Okay. And to the folks out there, we want to say thanks a lot for making a contribution on the program this evening. Late Night Politics on Spoon. We've been live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV, as well as on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. My name is Nelson Colette. The invitation is yours to join us tomorrow for another great show. Until then, have for yourselves a great time, and bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.